Hello friends, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot all doing well. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, a la desk vibes. Hey, it's good as well, we like it. Different vibes, but good vibes all the same. And we're talking about big stuff in today's video. Two stories I want to jump into. One is the interview and comments from young Tino Livramento and how he feels about Chelsea. Ooh, could we see him back? What a player. What a player. I'm really interested to read together. Yeah, we'll read it together. To see what the young lad is saying. Also, big news, Roman Abramovich coming to London. Oh my god, it's happening, insert gif of The Office when, Anyway, we're going to read both of those articles and find out what's going on there. It's going to be fun, guys, so, I'm glad you're here with me today, here on Football Therapy. If you're a new visitor, you're welcome to subscribe, of course, just like everyone. And I'll urge you all, please, to drop a like, as it does help me out. And if you want exclusive, scintillating, sensational news, you can follow me on the gram. Excuse me as I just belch into the mic there, at Football Yannick on Instagram. Cool. That's a good intro. I feel good about that. So we're reading Sky Sports. Sky Sports. Tino Livramento, Southampton defender, says Chelsea exit was needed to achieve Premier League dream. Obviously, off the bat, we can all probably shake hands and agree that Tino's move to Southampton has been good in the sense of he immediately, BAM, became a Premier League starting right back and one of the best players in the team. Ralph Hasenhüttl was a good coach. They have had a difficult start, but they play good enough football that is conducive to Tino Livramento performing well. So it was a good move. We can all agree, and we've also heard from Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel, but recently saying that they did try to keep Tino, much more than perhaps we'd all originally perceived, certainly more than I thought. They said that he really tried to convince him that he was perfect for the right wing-back role, and that he would have a chance to compete with both Reece James and Azpilicueta in the first team. Which is pretty, saying the door's open, you can make this spot your own. Maybe Tino thought, I don't really fancy trying to, even if he does believe in himself generally, he's still a teenager, and for him to sort of dislodge both Cesar Azpilicueta and Reece James for different reasons in terms of their qualities is quite hard to do. Tuchel did try and sort of say, look man, you can do it, but still, it hasn't happened. Chelsea, of course, have a buyback clause. Tino Livramento is now with England's under-21s ahead of Thursday's Euro 2023 qualifier in Slovenia and knows leaving Chelsea was the right move. He signed for Southampton from the Blues in the summer for £5 million fee and has played against his boyhood club in a 3-1 defeat, of course winning the penalty for Southampton, looking very good. Indeed, Tino Livramento admits he needed to leave Chelsea for the good of his career. The 18-year-old, so he's very young. And by the way, to jump from I know he was the Academy Player of the Year at Chelsea, which is no small feat, because it's the Chelsea Academy. For him to just be an Academy player to a Premier League starting right back, which he is pretty darn incredible. He won, winning the penalty, which James Ward-Prowse converted before, of course. Ward-Prowse got sent off. Livramento is now at the England U23s. And knows leaving his boyhood club was the right move. Quote, he said, I feel like if I stayed there or did other things than playing Premier League football, it wouldn't have happened as quick. What? It wouldn't have happened as quick as it has now. That's true. I wouldn't say I have any regrets, but it would have been nice to have played for Chelsea. And remember, Tuchel sort of said, you got an opportunity here, son. I had to think of what's best for me. Being young, I've always wanted to play first team football as soon as possible. You'd want that being more if you were old, but yeah, I see what you're saying, kid. It's a hard decision for everyone involved. They agreed that it was best for me, and they've always looked after me. I was at Chelsea for a long time and grew up a fan. I've never played at Stamford Bridge in a competitive game. Saturday was a bit weird, but I just enjoyed it a bit more playing against Chelsea and people I've trained against. Quote, I had a season ticket there for 3 years, and my dad and brother still go. My brother is still a Chelsea fan. Oh, it's there. The connection, the link, the return is on. I mean, let's just take this as like an amazing growth experience, a sort of superb long-term loan deal that might end up costing Chelsea a lot of money. But the opportunity is still there for the Blues. You watch games there and coming through the academy. I played a few youth games there on the pitch, but nothing compares to a full packed out Premier League game. It just felt a bit weird on the other side. I'll never have a bad word to say about how they treated me growing up and developing me into the player I am today. It's probably the best academy in the world. Bang, bang, bang. That anyone would want to go and develop. So clearly no bad blood there. Livramento is among the talented group of English right backs with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, Kieran Trippier snuck in there, Kyle Walker. Oh, they've done Aaron Wan-Bissaka dirty. They all compliment. Oh wait, I mean he's changed his nationality, I think, hasn't he? Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Possibly, let me know in the comment section. They all complement each other so well. They're all so good at what they do individually that it's so hard to pick one to start every game, says Livramento added. Interesting. They have different qualities and it's inspiring and looking up to them, especially someone like Reece James, who's been at Chelsea and done really well, played his games now, made that step up to the seniors and hasn't looked back. Well, it's good how Tino is saying, look, Chelsea's got the best academy in the world, they looked after me, they developed me. My brother's a Chelsea fan. I had a season ticket. Chelsea. I don't know how much our buyback clause is for Tino Livramento. I think it's probably quite a lot, like £40 million. Or I think I heard somewhere that we pay £36 million, and if you consider how much we, or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a lot of money. But if he's a top tier right back that he can be, you could say it's a snip, but obviously it never looks good, the optics, when you actually already owned the player, So there is that, but, sometimes this is how things have to work out. You need to go and grow sometimes. I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee, those of you who are perhaps listening to me and not watching me, and don't understand the pause. I know some people sometimes listen to me as opposed to watching me. Kind of like a podcast. Anyway, let's talk about Roman Abramovich. Here he is. Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich makes rare trip to London. The businessman has not been seen in London since his visa problems in 2016. I've done previous videos on Roman Abramovich and his visa issues. He actually withdrew his application as opposed to getting rejected, which a lot of people think he got rejected. Maybe he heard something about potential rejection, but he put in an application, and before it was assessed, he withdrew it. Since there's been a lot of stories about, he's done so much for the London economy and done loads over the pandemic, and perhaps we don't know the full story, but it's a peculiar one. Anyway, we're reading this off The Independent. Let's have a little dip dive. Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich has made a rare trip to London to visit his family. Also, it's worth mentioning here that he couldn't come to London, or certainly go to Chelsea, because it would be deemed as work. And because it's his company and he hasn't got a visa to work, or that was the situation. So he could technically come to London and enter the country, but if he's seen around Chelsea, they'd be like, "You working? You're not allowed to work. We know this is your work." Abramovich's spokesperson confirmed the Stamford Bridge chief has travelled to the United Kingdom to see relatives. It is understood the Russian-Israeli businessman could visit Chelsea while in London. So this is the change. Dun, dun, dun. Abramovich had visa issues around his entrepreneurial visa in 2018, after which the 54-year-old man has not been spotted in London. The Chelsea owner did attend the Blues Europa League final victory in Baku. I remember the Champions League final win over Manchester City and Porto. So, in the last 2-3 years, he's had a couple of good visits to his team, holding European trophies, including another big ears. So, another Europa League, another Champions League. It's not all been bad for Roman Abramovich. Abramovich's spokesperson confirmed he's travelled to London as an Israeli citizen. Interesting. Therefore, entering the United Kingdom without the need for a visa. The Chelsea boss's visit to London represents further underlining of his commitment to the club. Bearing in mind, there was a very short period of time people thought, is he committed? Then he funneled about £250 million of his own money in or something like that. He uses the club as a sort of face for his anti-discrimination campaigns, so he's very much connected to Chelsea and loves Chelsea still. Abramovich's visa wrangles paid to plan the rebuild of Stamford Bridge. Yes, something else that I've also recently spoken about. The redevelopment of Stamford Bridge is on hold, but the Blues have undergone a significant transformation of the playing squad in the last 18 months. Frank Lampard was back to the host of marquee signings during his managerial tenure, with Romelu Lukaku arriving at the club just this summer for £98 million. £97.5 million, but yes. There's Roman. Lovely. Abramovich's visit to London will further add weight to his continued backing of the Blues, allied with the club's ongoing community work that ran right through the pandemic. Yeah, he did superb work through the pandemic. Really, really good work from Roman. Chelsea's, and there you go, there's the anti-discrimination, anti-Semitism things. Chelsea's long-running say no to anti-Semitism and the no to hate campaigns have also been funded heavily by Roman Abramovich. The Blues Supremo, a Supremo, ladies and gentlemen, could also have the chance to see the Imperial War Museum's new Holocaust gallery that will be opening during his London visit. Also, he's funneled an incredible amount of funds both into the Chelsea women's team and the academy and development team and stuff. So it doesn't stop where it's just spoken about here. He's done so much. Abramovich's spokesperson denied to confirm whether he will visit the museum, but the high-profile Chelsea owner has been a major donor to the project. Wow. Guess who's back? But I'm not going to sing that. Anyway, good news for me. The sooner we see Roman Abramovich more integrated, because, like, do you know my last perception or sort of thinking about Roman in Chelsea is Chelsea just won the Premier League, you know, and John Terry's doing a speech thanking Roman Abramovich in his box and waving to him, you know, and that was good feelings. Premier League winning vibes. Roman Abramovich, Stamford Bridge, winning the Premier League. For me, it's just a simple equation. Seriously though, he's done a lot for the economy, the community, and certainly so much for Chelsea Football Club. And he loves it, so he wants to come back. Hopefully he can come back soon. Again, that article didn't offer too much information on whether he can actually visit Chelsea, the club. But coming to London, you know, is a sort of step forward. And we'll keep an eye on it. And hopefully we do see him back sooner rather than later. Because for my money, you know, best owner in world football, you know, in terms of just what he's done for our club, you know, financially and actually emotionally investing himself for, you know, really positive campaigns. I'm not talking about his past in Russia. I don't know all the details, you know, but in terms of what he is to Chelsea as an owner, absolutely incredible. Guys, let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed the content today, please do drop a like on this video. It does help me out, and you have the opportunity to help me out. Thank you. And sub if you're new. Join the fun. I was going to say join the fun train. When I start saying stuff like that, it's time to end the video. Enjoy the football. I'll see you later.